I gasp at the immediate pleasure of the intrusion. He moves his fingers slowly, too slowly, and I instinctively rock back and forth to create a faster pace. That's it, baby.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
I'm Jed.
Welcome to Popcorn Time, the show about all the movies you want to catch on the big screen.
Something's going on, but it's not what you think.
You could not live with your own failure.
You all know what everyone wants to watch. There's a little hint up here on the table. Tiny, small indie drama about plants. But before that, also opening in theaters is the anime movie City Hunter Shinjuku Private Eye. This movie is the first anime movie from the City Hunter franchise released in theaters in about 20 years. So the heroes remain the same, Ryo Seiba and his Hammerwheeling sidekick Kaori. In this movie, their mission is to protect the daughter of a scientist who died under mysterious circumstances.
If you're wondering where the clip of Jackie Chan as Chun-Li has been coming from,
There was a live-action movie made in Hong Kong starring Jackie Chan.
and what's also interesting is that the animation style has been actually preserved to look like it was made in the 80s, even though the setting has been kind of contemporized to a very 21st century update.
本当に力を持つということだ。
本当に強いのは自分の力を人のために使える人よ。
Still in cinemas is After, the blockbuster adaptation of a best-selling book. It began as fanfiction of the band One Direction.
I think people remember 50 Shades of Grey, and 50 Shades of Grey itself was actually Twilight fanfiction. This time it's about real people. It's not about shining vampires.
The story is about the protagonist Tessa, who has a tempestuous sexual relationship with Harry Styles.
Harry Styles has become a Harden.
Who is Hardin Scott?
Arden Scott, and Zayn has become Zed. This movie stars Josephine Langford and Hero finds Tiffin. Young Tom Riddle is now the romantic lead in something that is rated M18. If you stick around later in this video, I'm gonna be reading a passage from this book aloud. Wish me the best.
Truth or dare? Okay, truth.
Are you a virgin? I'll do dare.
I dare you to make out with Harden.
I'm done.
And
playing
for those
this
of you who
game.
love horror, we got the real deal for you with Reside, a new Thai horror movie still in theaters.
Reside reunites the stars of 2004's hit Thai blockbuster horror film Shutter, Ananda Everingham and Natawi Ranuk Dongmi, also known as Ja. So the title Reside refers to what you might call an evil resident lurking within the halls of this abandoned house.
So shortly after a mysterious ritual in an empty house, things start happening and the members of a cult get possessed and start, well, killing each other. And that seems to be the basis of Reside.
ไม่รู้มันจะสิงใครต่อไป
And now, opening in theaters this week is Avengers Endgame, what could well be the biggest movie of all time. We're going to talk a little bit about our hopes and dreams for this movie, specifically who we think is going to play the biggest part in defeating the big bad Thanos.
Back to me.
There are 5 options to who's going to put an end to these things. Based on what we've seen, I think the most, one of the most obvious would actually be a team effort. The entire Avengers, led by Captain Marvel, going in and attacking Thanos, and it'd be the most grand way of doing it, but I'm really not hoping for that. You know, we saw it twice in Infinity War. First on Titan and then again on Wakanda. Age of Ultron basically had everybody who had some kind of a beam came together to destroy Ultron. So I'm really hoping that we get something far more physical.
How can you possibly hope to stop me?
Like the old man said. Together.
I'm in the same camp very much as you. I don't want to see there just be a big fight. We're gonna have to see a character at the center of that who's someone that we really love and really care for.
Marvel clearly wants us to think that it's going to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's set up with her binary powers at the end of Captain Marvel.
But Captain Marvel is powered by the Tesseract, and Thanos has the Space Stone on the gauntlet. She's going to fly in, she's going to lay a few good punches on Thanos, and Thanos is basically going to depower her with the stone. So that kind of removes her from the equation. I think the next most obvious choice would be Iron Man, right? Tony Stark started the whole thing. I don't know, I personally think we've thrown enough at Tony. If he is to live, I don't think he should be the one that takes down Thanos at the end of the day as well.
Because the very beginning of the MCU was the first Iron Man movie, and that began with Tony building something in a cave.
You know, a new cool Iron Man suit, hopefully Hulkbuster Mark III. But I think the most satisfying conclusion actually comes down to two characters in particular, Captain America and Nebula.
Well, hello, boys.
Tony did start the franchise, but Captain's the first Avenger, at least in the MCU, right? With the death of Peggy Carter, he's really a man out of time.
His struggles, his personal journey has been the de facto core of the MCU.
But I did say it's a tag team. Of all the people, Nebula's got the most history with Thanos, and not only does she have herself to avenge, now she's got her sister to avenge as well.
I will hunt my father like a dog and I will tear him apart slowly, piece by piece.
So I think it'd be great to see Cap being the one to bring Thanos down from being an essential, god, down to something more fightable, and then having Nebula come in to finish the job.
We are also taking our cues from the source material Infinity Gauntlet.
In the book, shortly after Thanos uses the Infinity Gauntlet, he's basically exhausted, and taking advantage of that, Nebula gets the gauntlet and she basically undoes whatever it is that Thanos has done.
Nebula wearing the gauntlet is such an evocative image, especially after all this iteration of Nebula has been through at the hands of Thanos.
She definitely gets to do her final gloat before she ends Thanos off, but hopefully she goes for the head.
You should have gone for the head.
So you've heard what we have to say, and you've heard all our theories and our speculation about Thanos and who's going to defeat Thanos. Now we want to hear from you.
Tell us in the comments below on who do you think will be taking out Thanos and how. The most accurate comment will stand a chance to win some Avengers swag. But in the meantime, remember to get your Endgame tickets on Popcorn.
I'm Jed, he's Ryan. Thank you for joining us this week on Popcorn Time, and we'll see you next week. You're always so ready for me, he groans. Tell me you will listen to me or I won't let you come. He can't be serious. Harry, I plead and try to move faster, but he stops me. Okay, just please. I beg and he smirks. I am all too aware of his bare skin against mine. Only mine thin panties. Harry whispers filthy things in my ear, some of which I've never even heard of. Come, what? Pineapple? My breath comes out in spurts as I am still recovering from my high. And this is where I end because I need to recover too.